We may be moving some people out, but we're trying to coordinate through the East Baton Rouge Parish Operations Center.
I'm told there was a group of students that were actually picnicking on the grounds of the state capitol. Pretty bad day for that, isn't it?
It was, and we moved them out of there. As soon as we got any indication that we had some readings over there, and I think the buses just passed by a little while ago to move the kids out of there. And so we think we did the right thing. It's an overabundance of being cautious right now. That's what we're trying to do. We don't want people panicking. We'll certainly, at 1 part per million, we consider taking action. Now, the level needs to get much higher than that before we consider getting any cause or effect from it. So we want people to understand that. Like we said yesterday, when you're pumping gasoline at the gas pump, if you're down there smelling it, you're probably at 1 point or even higher as far as benzene readings are, and you don't normally do that. It dissipates rather quickly. It's doing the same thing here. But we still want people to be extra cautious, and just like we've been saying, if it's when they're smelling it and they don't like it, they need to move away from it. And that's why we're doing the sheltering in place. And when you can see the blue haze back around us a little bit, we're getting readings all the time. But we definitely got some high readings at the old bridge, so that concerned us. That's why we shut that down, and we're all along the southern and the Scotlandville area. We're doing some readings there to try to determine exactly what it is in that area before we take any further precautions.
You know, I spoke just a few minutes ago with the CEO of the Ingram Barge Company. He says he doesn't believe this blue haze is coming from the barge. What is your position on that?
Well, you know, we can't say it is, we can't say it isn't, but we certainly don't live with this every day in downtown Baton Rouge. If we did, we'd be concerned with it every day. So we've had some small leaks there. We've had some burps or some spikes of the product coming out of the water. We know we had somewhat of an active leak throughout the last week right there at the barge site because the readings were there. So probably a mixture with the tugboats going up and down the river, the other plants in there, and you mix that alone, you get some type of a temperature inversion, you're going to get some type of readings. But the readings that we've always been taking in the air here have even gotten some trace of benzene in it. Now, lots of these plants along the river make benzene. We know that, and we take that into consideration. So we're cautious about saying, yes, indeed it is coming from the barge, but some of it is because we get readings right there at the barge itself. So we're concerned about that, but we're not saying right now that everything we're seeing is coming from the barge.
Thank you very much, Mike Edmondson with Louisiana State Police. Vernon, that's really the way it is right now. This is the kind of problem that all the officials out here have been hoping to avoid, but certainly have been prepared for and kind of expected.
Okay, Maria Purdy, thank you very much. We caution once again, no panic necessary. They are taking these precautions simply as precautionary measures. A blue cloud once again reported in the area of that overturned barge on the Mississippi River. That barge located about 1 mile due south of the old bridge, and right now our winds are out of the southeast, right, Di? That would blow the cloud to the northwest, which is, of course, a lightly populated area out there, except for Southern University on the east side of the Mississippi River, but we're expecting a wind shift.
A wind shift. Right now we are experiencing winds from the southeast at 9 miles an hour. Later on tonight, more of a due southerly direction, and then tomorrow, winds changing to a southwesterly direction, which would mean blowing it to the northeast. And the winds could be increasing tomorrow. Right now they're 9, 10 miles an hour, 10 to 15, maybe even gusty tomorrow. So we'll have to wait and see on that.
Of course, those winds are very important.
Yes,
and we have some changes in the river crest also. Di will bring us up to date on those just later on. So right now what we have is a shelter in place for all state buildings and a shelter in place for all individuals who live within 1.5 miles of the old Mississippi River Bridge, and traffic on the old bridge has been shut down. We'll bring you further updates later on in this newscast.